What's up, everybody? Charlie Marlow here. Interesting topic, I think. When is the right time, when is the right age to get your kid a cell phone? We were talking about this randomly this morning on the radio, Hot Take Central, 590 The Fan, 590thefan.com. A bunch of people started texting in, started messaging me as well. So my kids are 5.5 and 2 years old. So we're not even close to the age, I hope, of anywhere even getting close to a cell phone. But we start to kind of wonder, we started to go back and think about when we first got cell phones and whatnot. And I just think cell phones for kids are horrible. And we were kind of joking, other parents out there, please don't do this to us. Don't be that first parent that gets your kid a cell phone way too early, and then you create this peer pressure because your kid has the cell phone in school, and then every other kid at way too young of an age has the cell phone, and they all want it. All right? Don't be that parent. Now, unless, of course, look, for safety reasons, sometimes you got to have your kid with a cell phone. Maybe it's one where they don't have the internet. They can just call or text. I understand that. If they're, whatever the age is, and let me know, because my kids are young, so I don't know when people are doing this. Like, what's the story, first of all, what's the youngest you've heard somebody else getting a cell phone that you know? Or when did you get your kids a cell phone? I get it. If they're 9, 10, 11, and for safety issues, or, maybe they're at a practice or at school, or the parents are divorced and you got to call. I understand you have a phone just for calling, maybe just for texting, but I think also we're talking about the internet here. When your kid gets a smartphone and starts getting on the social media apps and all that, which I want to put off as long as possible for my kids. So what do you guys think? What age did you get your kids a phone? Was it the right move? Should you have waited later? How have you noticed the phone influencing your kids positively, negatively? To me, I think, look, cell phones, smartphones are awesome, but overall, I think they're horrible. I just think we all abuse them, use them too much. We're all on them too much. It's great to have the entire world, the entire internet at your disposal at all times. But let's be honest, a lot of us are just sitting there and we're scrolling. We're on social media. I work on my phone a lot, actually, but there are other times I'm sitting there where, let's be real, you're not as present maybe with your wife, with your kids as you should be. I noticed this with my daughter, by the way. So we bought a tablet for her specifically for one reason, and that was long car rides. So she can't use the tablet when she's home, but just this past month or so, we had a bunch of long car rides. I'm from Ohio. We were vacationing in Michigan. So we're talking about car rides that are 6 to 8 hours. And it's just better for everyone involved if she can download, or we download for her shows and her Disney movies, and she watches the tablet in the car. And it's only for the car. We're not using it at home at all, but you can just tell how quickly these kids get addicted to the devices, just like we do. And I've also noticed this too, like the other day. This is very sad. My son, around the house, we got the AirPods, we have the earbuds. Those are the same things, I guess. But, we have the headphones with the cords and all that. And so my wife and I, sometimes we're on the AirPods, sometimes I have headphones in. But I work from home a lot, too, for the YouTube stuff. So I'm on my computer. I try not to do it when my kids are home. But at one point, I saw my son. He had kind of found the headphones with the cord. And he kind of walked up to me and held them out, like to put them in my ears. And it's just him obviously seeing his parents with the headphones. And I'm not even saying that's such a bad thing, but I just think sometimes we don't realize how much our kids are watching us. And your kids notice when you're on the phone all the time. It's very obvious. I'm sure you guys have all experienced this. And I feel like too, kids want to grab your phone because they realize it's important because we're on it a lot. And we shouldn't be. And again, look, I abuse this as well. But I think it's obviously very important to try to be as present as possible with your spouse, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever it is, with your kids, because it becomes very obvious early on that they know the phone is important. When they see you holding it all the time, talking on the phone, texting, social media, and all that. So what do you guys think? When is the right time to get your kid a cell phone? Any stories, or are there ways to kind of block certain social medias? And is there parental controls that you guys can use and all that? I want to know, because for me, so I was born in 1982, and I don't remember exactly. I don't think I had a cell phone until my junior year of college. So maybe it was that summer, probably that summer. So that would have been, dang. My junior year, I would have turned 21 in May. So that previous summer, I was probably about 20 years old. I remember my sophomore year at Bradley, we still had a phone for the house I was living in. I had a house of 7 people. And I remember, so you get there, everybody's starting to split up the utility bills. You got the electric, you got the water and all that. And at the time, we did have a phone. I remember bringing a phone and signing up for the phone plan. And so this would have been 2002, 2003. So this is probably starting in 2002. And I remember some of the people, or a good amount, maybe half the people in the house were like, hey, I don't want to have to pay for the house phone because I have a cell phone. So once that started, everybody started getting a cell phone. And again, this would have been summer, fall 2002 into 2003 for myself when I first got a cell phone. But that's a different generation, obviously. People didn't have all those. I remember going back to, I want to say junior high, maybe early high school, people started getting pagers back in the day. Remember the pagers? And these weren't drug dealers. We're talking about just normal folks, I remember. Probably early high school. So we're talking maybe 96, 97, people had pagers. But just thought about this topic because we were talking about it a lot on the radio. A lot of people texted in. We were joking too about, man, just all the craziness you can find on the internet these days, how it was a much simpler time. And I'm 41, so anybody even watching this who's older than me, I mean, it's totally different. But we were joking around about back in the day when, you know, you'd have a Playboy and you'd get one from your older brother or an uncle, and you'd hide it in your house under your bed. You might hide it in a Sports Illustrated so your mom couldn't find it, or you hide it in a bookshelf or whatever. So you think about back in the day how hard it was to get your hands on a magazine like that. And then you think about kids nowadays, the fact that they have access potentially to the entire internet and all the terrible things that go along with that, and pornography, and God, just think about kids, you know, sending pictures and all that, and how kids do that. And God knows, look, I'm sure a lot of you parents are already dealing with a lot of these things and talking to your kids about that. And thank God my kids are 5 and 2, so I don't have to deal with that yet, but I'm sure it's coming, and it's something I'm not looking forward to at all. So anyway, quick video. Comment, like, subscribe. This channel, it's different than the baseball channel, which is almost all St. Louis Cardinals, and it's obviously different than the Kenny Wallace channel, where I spend most of my time. But this is going to be just kind of talking about random stuff, not really sports, news, topics, current events, things that I think people are interested in. Hopefully you are. If not, hey, sorry. But comment, like, subscribe, tell your friends about this channel, share it on social media. Let's start the conversation. I'll reply in the comments. It's another frickin' hot as hell day here in St. Louis, but apparently it's the last hot day, I think, before the weekend where it cools down, and hopefully it's the last really, really hot day of 2023, but you never know. Who knows? But have a great weekend, everybody. Let me know. Comment, like, subscribe. When is the right time to get your kid a cell phone? Give me your stories, good, bad, and ugly. All right, peace.